when you want to heal your mind, go to the mountains. This is so true. Whenever I've spent time in any kind of mountain range, I'm reminded just how small I really am. And anytime that my ego wants to puff up and think that I am bigger than I am, going to the mountains reminds me the smallness that I have in the vastness of this universe. And spending time with the mind and ego is where we're going to spend day 2. It's the second phase, mind, ego. It's a big aspect of who we are, especially in today's culture. We love to over-intellectualize things. We love to be in here and play all the puzzles and problem solve. And a lot of this is being used, and it's important. It's really important. However, our brains evolutionarily are also wired for efficacy and pattern recognition. And so what that does is that creates a really deeply ingrained neural pathway. And that neural pathway can be akin to a river. River runs A to B. And the more that river runs, the deeper that neural pathway gets. And then it gets harder for us to think of anything outside of that thought pattern. Sometimes those thought patterns actually hold us back. We take these thought patterns, we make them truths in our lives when they're not actually the truth. They're just something that we think. And that's what we call a limiting belief. So we have a lot of things that we think about sex. There's so many things prevailing in our culture that we believe. And everyone has a little bit of a different perspective on that based on the culture that they were brought up in, their family life. So today we're gonna think a little bit about sex and realize our thoughts and our patterns around sexuality. So we wanna kind of discover what are some of our limiting beliefs around sexuality. So again, grab yourself a notebook, sit down for 5 minutes, set a timer for 5 minutes, and write down all of the things that you can think of that you think about sex. It doesn't matter what comes up for you. The name of the game is to always just start writing down. Don't tell yourself no. Anything that comes up for you, just write it down. You can put a question mark next to it if it doesn't make sense. But set yourself the timer. Write down all of the thoughts that you have about sex itself. About you and sex, sex growing up, whatever comes out, just think about that. Let yourself write it down. And at the end, take a look at it and just realize all of the things that you think about sex. All right, so day 2, here we go. I'll leave you to set your timer, 5 minutes, and just write down without kind of inhibiting yourself, just let it all go, all the things that you think about sex as fast as you can. Reply, tell me how everything goes. I'm so excited. Have fun.